Ayada Ravan Mustafa, people, for the Your World My Life podcast and the Your World My Life blog. Um, Having a little bit of technical issues right now. My hardware is not cooperating with my software, and that's why you haven't seen any content uploaded yet. I'm trying to work out these bugs and get everything together, and then I'm gonna go ahead and flood y'all with the content that we've been creating so far. But I wanted to address an issue that I'm seeing right now with the brother from my hometown, brother Kevin Hart. So when he first got into comedy, when he was in his early years, and he made some jokes and he, talked about how he would do whatever to keep his son from being gay, and how if his son turned out to be gay or whatever, was playing with his daughter's toys, he would tell him not as wrong and such and such like that. So now here it is, 10, 11 years later, and the Oscars told him they want him to reiterate his apology or he loses his job as host for the Oscars. So listen, y'all. The brother Kevin Hart did a brave move. He turned down the job and said that he's not addressing it no more, only because he had already addressed it before. Now, let me tell y'all something. No matter how much the brother Kevin Hart apologized and try to pacify these people, the reality of the situation is Kevin Hart is against homosexuality. He's against homosexuality. Let me break it down to you as to why and where this new apology and all of this stuff coming from now. Yeah, he may be sincere in saying that he's not going to address the issue anymore because he's already addressed it. I understand that. I'm not going to keep repeating myself either. So I understand that, yes. But the reality of the situation is this. When he first started off, he didn't have what he has now. He didn't have as much money as he has now. He didn't have the connections and the ties to the money and to the industry that he has now. So pacifying these people is his bread and butter. You understand what I'm saying? In his early days, when he made those statements with regard to using the term gay and faggot or whatever, that's how he really felt. Because see, when you come into that industry and you in your early stages, you don't have anything yet. You don't have a whole bunch of money, so you don't have really nothing to lose. So therefore, you stand more firmly on your principles of how you really feel and your original positions on sensitive matters like that. Me personally, I don't really consider it sensitive, but Kevin Hart is against homosexuality in every way. He's married, he has kids, and all that. And I don't know him personally, but he's from where I'm from, and he's a little bit, or maybe a year or two older than me. So he's not from an era where that shit was cool. You know what I mean? We don't necessarily gotta hate people for being gay, but the idea of homosexuality, we understood that originally to be counter masculine. It was designed originally to be contrary to masculinity, which was one of the corner bedrocks of the black family. And we know the whole purpose of America destroying the black family. So understand me when I tell you this. Kevin Hart is against homosexuality. I don't care how much he apologized. I don't care how much he pacified these people with saying I'm against that, and he's still issuing apologies on Instagram and on Twitter and all this other stuff to this day. That man is acting that way now to protect his wealth and to protect his assets, to protect the connections that he have, which allows him to make the money that he's making. That's why Kevin Hart is pacifying these people now. But if Kevin Hart was still where he was at 10 or 11 years ago, where he didn't have all that money and didn't have all these connections and therefore didn't have nothing to lose, he would stand firmly on what he really holds in his heart and in his mind, which is that he's against homosexuality. He don't want his kids growing up to be gay and or none of that. And I don't think no black man or no father really wants that. You got these people like Magic Johnson, and I ain't really attacking him or nothing, but everybody know his son is notoriously homosexual. If that's the way he chooses to live, cool. But Magic Johnson is tied in with a lot of them people as well. It's always when we get into a position where we got so much to lose that we compromise or won't stand truly on our values. Snoop Dogg and the brother DL Hughley, my big brother, you know what I mean? They applauding Kevin Hart for standing his ground and not taking a job. And that's true. I give him that. But Kevin Hart, in reality, he don't even want to pacify them people. But he know what's going to happen if he does. If he doesn't. If Kevin Hart don't pacify them people, he going to lose all his connections. He going to lose a lot of his business. And he going to lose a lot of his wealth. He'll find himself blackballed in the entertainment industry if he does not pacify them people. Because unfortunately, or I don't know if they consider it fortunately, but a lot of the people that's in the very high and elite positions in the entertainment industry just so happen to also be homosexuals. So he's not about to piss them people off, and they're not about to tolerate anything like that. Consider that something he said 10 or 11 years ago. And after he had already addressed it several times, here they still want him to keep coming back to that issue. Oh, I'm sorry for using the term gay. I'm sorry for using the term faggot. I'm sorry, which really translates to please don't cut me off in the industry. Please don't take my wealth. Please don't compromise everything that I've been working all these years to build. I'm sorry. But he do want to save a little bit of face, and he got a little bit of money now, so he may not necessarily need to take the job. It ain't going to hurt him if he don't take it, but trust me when I tell you, if he wasn't in a position where he has so much to lose, he would stand fully and firmly on what he feels in his heart and in his mind. That brother is completely against homosexuality from top to bottom. Ayada Ravan Mustafa. And this may be your world, but it's my life. Your World, My Life, the blog, Your World, My Life, the podcast. Coming soon to Apple, iTunes, and to Google Play, and to a podcast center or a website near you. Peace.